Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that YouTube no longer exists. No tutorials to fix your computer, no music videos, no gaming channels, no podcasts, no documentaries, no live streams, no shorts, no creators sharing their stories, no place where anyone could upload a video for the world to see, for billions of people. That would be almost impossible to imagine. But not long ago, this wasn't a nightmare. It was reality. Before YouTube, the internet was a completely different world. A world where watching a simple video could take minutes, sometimes even hours. A world where sharing your memories with someone across the globe seemed almost impossible. It was an internet filled with information, but missing something powerful. A place where ideas could travel, but stories could not. And yet, somewhere in California, 3 ordinary young men were about to change that forever. This is where our story begins. The year is 1998. The internet is beginning to change the world. For millions of people, it feels like stepping into the future. Every day, more homes connect to the internet. For the very first time, the familiar sound of a dial-up modem echoes through living rooms around the world. A connection that takes nearly a minute can suddenly open a window to information from across the globe. People are discovering email, reading the latest news online, talking with strangers, in chat rooms, exploring websites they never knew existed, searching for answers. With the earliest search engines, for the first time in history, the world begins to feel a little smaller. The internet is no longer reserved for scientists or universities. It is slowly becoming part of everyday life. Families gather around a single desktop computer. Children wait patiently for their turn to explore the web. Students spend hours discovering new ideas. Businesses begin communicating faster than ever before, across cities and across continents. Cyber cafes open their doors, giving thousands of people their very first experience. With the digital world, there is excitement, there is curiosity, there is endless possibility. Many believe they are witnessing the future, and they are. But beneath all the excitement, the internet still has one major weakness. Something important is still missing, and solving that problem would soon change the world forever. Watching a video online was nothing like it is today. There was no single place where anyone could upload a video and everyone else could watch it. If someone wanted to share a family vacation, a birthday celebration, or a special moment, the process was anything but simple. Videos were large, internet connections were slow, and every computer seemed to speak a different language. One video might play perfectly on one computer, but refuse to open on another. Some files required special software, others needed expensive media players, and many simply displayed an error message. Sometimes, a person would wait 10, 20, even 30 minutes just to watch a video that lasted less than 2 minutes. Buffering became a familiar frustration. Progress bars moved painfully slowly, downloads failed, connections dropped, and people had no choice but to start all over again. Sharing a video with a friend often meant copying it onto a CD or a DVD. Sometimes it meant carrying the file on a USB drive and handing it over. In person, the idea that millions of people could watch the same video at the same time seemed almost impossible. Yet people kept recording memories. Families captured birthdays. Tourists filmed their travels. Students created school projects. Musicians recorded performances. Everyone had stories to tell. But there was no easy way to share them with the world. The internet had connected people through words, through pictures, through email. But video remained trapped, waiting for someone to set it free. Technology was advancing faster than ever before, but it still had limits. In the late 1990s, owning a digital camera was a luxury. Most people captured memories on film cameras, waiting days or even weeks to see the final photographs. The first digital cameras could only record short video clips. The quality was low. The storage was limited. And every megabyte mattered. Mobile phones were becoming more common, but they weren't smart. They couldn't stream videos. They couldn't browse the modern web. Most couldn't even record video at all. The idea of watching a movie on a phone belonged to science fiction back then. The fastest way to share a memory was often in person. Families gathered around televisions to watch home videos. Friends exchanged CDs or DVDs. Some even mailed videotapes across the country. The internet was growing, but it wasn't yet built for video. Even getting online required patience. One phone line served the entire house. If someone picked up the telephone, the internet connection would suddenly disappear. A single download could take hours. A single interruption meant starting all over again. Yet, despite these challenges, people never stopped creating. They kept recording birthdays, family vacations, school performances, weddings, sporting events. The desire to capture life's greatest moments had always existed, but the technology had not yet caught up. The world was waiting for something faster, something simpler, something that would make sharing a video as easy as pressing a button. And somewhere, not far from Silicon Valley, the solution was beginning to take shape. While most of the world was struggling with slow internet and impossible video sharing, there was one place where the future was already being built: Silicon Valley. A narrow stretch of land in Northern California. Quiet streets, small offices, modest garages, places that looked ordinary, but were filled with extraordinary ideas. Here, young engineers, programmers, designers, and entrepreneurs worked day and night, believing they could change the world with nothing more than a computer and an idea. Companies like Apple were reinventing personal computers. Google was changing the way people searched for information. Yahoo had become one of the internet's biggest destinations. Amazon was proving that people would buy products online. Every week, a new startup was born. Some failed within months. Others would become household names. The atmosphere was electric. Coffee shops became meeting rooms. Garages became offices. Whiteboards filled with impossible ideas slowly became billion-dollar companies. Competition was fierce. Innovation never stopped. Every problem, no matter how difficult, was seen as an opportunity. Among these growing companies was a young online payment startup called PayPal. At first, it seemed like just another ambitious technology company, but hidden inside its offices were people whose ideas would reshape the internet forever. People who had not yet become famous. People whose names the world had never heard. 3 of them were about to cross paths. And together, they would solve a problem that millions of people didn't even know could be solved. At this very moment, while millions of people around the world were struggling with an internet that could barely handle video, 3 young men were unknowingly walking toward the same destiny. Each came from a different background. Each had a different story. Each possessed a unique talent, thousands of miles apart. Their lives unfolded in completely different ways. One was fascinated by computers, seeing them not as machines, but as tools that could solve impossible problems. Another had an eye for design, believing that technology should not only work, but feel simple, beautiful, and effortless to use. The third was driven by curiosity, always asking questions, always searching for better ways to connect people through technology. None of them knew that one day their names would become part of internet history. None of them imagined that billions of people would one day use something they created every single day. For now, they were simply young dreamers, learning, working, experimenting, preparing, without even realizing it, for the opportunity that lay ahead. Fate has a curious way of bringing the right people together at exactly the right moment. And, sometimes, the smallest decisions lead to the greatest revolutions. In our next episode, we'll begin with the first of these remarkable stories, the journey of a young boy from Taiwan whose passion for computers would help build one of the most influential websites the world has ever known. His name was Steve Chen, and this is where his story begins.